Man, you hear this bullshit they be talking every day, man. It's like these motherfuckers is just like professional liars, you know what I'm saying? It's wild. Listen, Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, nigga. Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, nigga. Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, nigga. Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Tell the truth, nigga.
Bush knocked down the towers.
Pledge no allegiance, nigga, fuck the president.
The U.S. Congress released the 28 pages of the 2002 report on 9/11 that have been held from the public for 14 years. They confirm what many have suspected all along, that the 9/11 hijackers most likely had help from high-ranking Saudi Arabian intelligence officers.
In Screwed News, our biggest Middle Eastern ally could be supporting our biggest enemy. Ever since September 11, 2001, questions have been raised about just what kind of role, if any, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia played in the terrorist attacks that killed 3,000 Americans. Saudis have a long history of supporting fundamentalist groups, and they arguably helped create al-Qaeda by arming and training Osama bin Laden when he was fighting the Soviets in Afghanistan.
Was the Saudi government involved in any way in the 9/11 attacks, directly or indirectly? The previously classified 28 pages of the 2002 congressional report on 9/11 suggest the answer is yes. The documents, released today by the House Intelligence Committee, confirmed suspicions that the 9/11 terrorists, most of whom were Saudi nationals, likely received support from Saudi intelligence officers.
We've become very good friends over a fairly short period of time. I was in Saudi Arabia in May. Some of the things that have been approved and are currently under construction and will be delivered to Saudi Arabia very soon, and that's for their protection. But if you look in terms of dollars, $3 billion, $533 million, $525 million, that's peanuts for you. Should have increased it. $880 million, $645 million, $6 billion, that's for frigates. 889 million, 63 million, and that's for various artillery. Some of the things that we're now working on, thanks, and that have been ordered and will shortly be started in construction and delivered. THAAD system, $13 billion. The C-130 airplanes, the Hercules, great plane, $3.8 billion. The Bradley vehicles, that's the tanks, $1.2 billion. And the P-8 Poseidons, $1.4 billion. So we make the best equipment in the world. There's nobody even close. And Saudi Arabia is buying a lot of this equipment, and a lot of people are at work making the equipment, not only for us, because we, as you know, we're getting a $700 billion military proposal, and that's even a lot for you guys. One thing that you have been really focused on is the terrorism threat and the funding of terrorism. And whether it's Saudi Arabia or other countries, as we know, there will be no funding. We have a zero tolerance for the funding of terrorists, and we're working very hard. And I will say that Saudi Arabia has been working very hard on that. And we talked about terrorism and the funding of terrorism, and it will not be allowed. It will not be allowed. That would be the one thing that would end the relationship with any country. So I think there's a very big focus on that, the funding of terrorism, meaning it's over. And the other thing that I really am very happy about is that we talked about $400 billion worth of investment, of which we've already invested and seen invested $200 billion to our companies, to various other places and people that make things. So a lot of places throughout the United States are benefiting by this massive investment made by Saudi Arabia to buy product from the United States. And again, we make the best military product in the world, whether it's missiles or planes or anything else. There's nobody that even comes close. So I just want to thank you, and I want to congratulate you on everything. Thank you very much. We're working very hard with Saudi Arabia, and they're also footing a big part of the bill for defense. But we've captured close to 100% of the territory held by ISIS. And we've moved very rapidly, very quickly, and that's really coming to an end in that part of the world. And we'll be able to get out of certain areas that we've wanted to get out of for a long period of time. And other countries can handle it. At this point, they'll be able to handle it. So it's a great honor to have you and your representatives here. Crown Prince, thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Evidence submitted by lawyers representing survivors and the victims' families accused the Saudi government, as well as senior members of the royal family, of helping fund and facilitate the attack on the Twin Towers, an accusation the Saudis have consistently denied. But legal documents based on FBI reports allege diplomats at the Saudi embassy in Washington paid two of their citizens living undercover in the US to fly from Phoenix to Washington in what's believed to have been a dry run of the 9/11 attacks. The FBI alleges Mohammed al-Qadda'in and Hamdan al-Shalawi were Saudi secret agents who had trained in al-Qaeda training camps and had links with some of the 9/11 hijackers. The timing of these new revelations, first reported by the New York Post, coincide with President Donald Trump's push to counter what he calls terrorism.
They funded Al-Qaeda, and now they blame the Muslim religion. Even though bin Laden was a CIA tactician, they gave him billions of dollars, and they funded his purpose. Fahrenheit 9/11, that's just scratching the surface.
Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was your